In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can achieve this clean girl makeup look that's perfect for everyday work, school, errands. So if you've been looking for that very simple, not so complicated makeup routine that is perfect for your everyday running of errands, going to the office, just basically looking put together, that all the eyeshadow, mascara and all of that stuff, then this is the right video for you. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Hi, so we're gonna start off this makeup tutorial by cleansing our face. I might be wondering, goodness, why? This is because whatever you want to do in regards to your skin, your makeup, you need to ensure that you have a very clean canvas to start with. So you can use your toner, your cleanser with a cotton pad to get this part sorted. So now we're going to be using our serum. This is the Marigold serum. Everything I'm using in this video will be below in the description box, so do have to go check it out if you want to purchase yours. So after applying your serum, you want to go ahead and apply your moisturizer. This is the Marigold Moisture Maximizer. I love this moisturizer so much, and the fact that the Nigerian brand has my heart as well. So applying this and then leaving it for a while to get into my skin, I then go into my brows. If you are a beginner, you want to trim your brows because it makes life a lot more easier for you. So I brush my brows so that they're all arranged, then go in with my got to be hair wax. You can use a brow gel. I use my edge control because it works for me. So using the end of my tail comb so that I can ensure that I'm putting it exactly on my hair. Then we'll go in with our primer because right now our skin is ready. So this is the Rimmel London. This is the mattifying primer. I also have the Marigold Matte Clock primer, a mattifying one as well. And this is the Champions Creation Bang Grip primer. That is a hydrating primer. So I'm applying the Champions Creation Bang Grip primer on the outer perimeter of my face. So I have an oily to combination skin. I produce most of my oils at the center of my face. So in those areas, I'm going to be using the mattifying primer. And after I finish blending it, you then see that that center part is mattifying. Like you can actually see it right now that is mattifying. And I like my makeup to look like that. So I don't want it so matte. I want it to look like skin. But those places where my oils tend to come out more, I want them to be secured and locked in. But I go back to my brows using my spoolie brush or any brush that can literally brush your hairs there, to just brush it in any direction that I want to. And then I go in on my Marigold lip definer pencil. I know it says lip definer, but this girl likes to use one thing for multiple purposes, okay? In fact, that is the actual shade of my brows. I love it. So just going over the places in my brows where I don't have so much hair. And this is why when you trim your brows, it's easier than when you have hairs all over the place. So I just outline the natural shape, the natural structure of my brows, then using a flat brush with my foundation to clean up the bottom part of my brows. So I'm going to be using the tip, just the tip, because we don't want to have too much product there. And the reason why I'm using my foundation and not a concealer that is about 2 shades lighter than my actual shade is because this is an everyday makeup. And one thing about everyday makeup is that I want to keep everything close to your skin tone, and it's going to look very much natural as compared to when I use a concealer that's about 2 or 3 shades lighter. So I just clean up the bottom part of my brows on some days, on most days. It's totally optional. Some people don't do this anymore actually, but I like that very cleaned up look. In the cases whereby I drew too much or I overdid it with the pencil, I can always clean it up, and I use whatever I have left on the brush to then go from the beginning of the brow. I don't put the actual foundation at the beginning because then you have too much, and then you feel like whilst you were cleaning, you clean too much. You can go back to your pencil and then draw it back. Just ensure that it's still looking like the natural structure, natural shape of your brows, because that way it's going to actually give that everyday makeup look and not look like you're having a full glam or you're doing too much to your brows. Okay, so now we're going to go in with our concealers. That is the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and then this is the Nuban Beauty In My Skin Concealer in the shade 043. So we're going to be using the concealers to target the areas of our face where we have a little bit of hyperpigmentation going on, and then using this very dense brush to blend it in the actual spot. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want to have too much foundation going on my face, and the job of a concealer is literally to conceal. So if you're going with a concealer that's literally your skin color, so if you're someone that does not like foundation, this is what you should do. I can even go in with color correctors, but I believe this is a beginner beginner video, so we're not going to delve into all of that. And then I use my flat brush that I used to clean up my brows to apply whatever I have left of my foundation behind my hand onto my face. I have seen that when I do this, it makes me apply less foundation, and then I go in with my setting spray. This is a dewy setting spray to give me this skin like finish, and then go in with my beauty sponge to blend everything in. If you're a beginner, you want to make your beauty sponge your best friend because it's easier to make your makeup look like skin, and then just pressing everything in. So next thing, we're gonna go in with our concealer to cover up those dark circles that we have under our eyes. Okay, so after we apply our concealer underneath our eyes to eliminate our dark circles, I like to go in with my blush. This is from Omari Code. I'll have a link below as well in the comment section and description box. I love this shade on my skin because it's very close to my skin tone and it's very perfect for someone of color like I am. And the fact that I can blend this with my fingers is amazing. Like, Omari Code did something with this product. I don't know what they put inside it, but it's so amazing. So I blend this with my fingers on some days where I'm feeling lazy and I don't want to go in with my brush. I did my best to not cut out any part of this blending process to show you guys how fast it is to actually blend this guy. And I see myself on some days where I don't even do makeup going for this guy, just give me this very flushed look because it is so nice. It takes you from looking like you just woke up to I'm ready for action, and actually love it for myself. So using that same brush I used for my concealer earlier to just blend out my concealer in where I apply, that is on my chin and under my eyes to cover up my dark circles like I said earlier on. Okay, so after we ensure that it's blended properly, before we go into our powders, we'll spray in setting spray again. Let it dry first. You need to let it dry first. Okay, so going in with our pressed powder palette and our triangular powder puff thingy. So I'm going to be using the lighter shades there, putting it behind my palm to ensure that I don't have too much. And before you go and put it on those particular areas, you want to ensure that you don't have any creasing. So that's why you saw me going in with the brush I used to blend it out again to eliminate any lines that have been formed there, and then go in my powder puff and then just tap the powder there. I like to use this step as well to kind of like shape out my nose contour, because on days like I don't do much nose contouring, so the powder helps to give my nose that illusion of a slimmer nose. Not that I really care like that about it, but I like doing it like that. And then just tap out the powder on other areas where I applied concealer. Using this brush for my contour, you can see that angle, yeah, that's what I want to use for your contour. And then going in this palette, these are the two shades that we have for our contouring and bronzing. The darker one has the cooler tone, which is obviously the contour, and the warmer one is the bronzer, which I'm going to go in with. So after applying on my brush, I put everything behind my palm to ensure that, and I can be sure that every part of the brush is evenly covered with the product. So going over my forehead and my under my cheekbones, you know, places where we normally contour, yeah, to just bring back that structure and bring out those little shadows that we have on our face on a very normal day. Okay, so now it's time for our blush. I'm using the Real Techniques blush brush with the V Beauty Girls Night Out blush palette. It's so beautiful. I love that it has so many shades that I can play with. So I'm mixing about 2 to 3 shades that will give me the perfect shade that I want. So today, because we're doing an everyday look, I want to go in with a shade that is closer to my skin tone. So something about orange and a bit of red with a little bit of pink in it is perfect. So I dab off the excess I have before I go into my face. And now what is our setting powder? This is the Nuban Beauty Oil Control Setting Powder in the shade Caramel. And I love that this also actually helps to control my oil. So if you're someone that has like issues with your oils, or you put a lot of oils with your makeup, so this is something that you might actually want to go and get in store. In fact, that it's a Nigerian brand and it's quite affordable is something that I do not want to miss. So I use my triangular puff and apply it to areas where I applied my concealer before I take it all over my face. Like I said, it's oil controlling, so I don't want my oils to be coming out, so I just go ahead and put it all over my face. I feel like it's a shade that is very close to my skin tone, works for me as well. So to seal our face properly, I use my very fluffy powder brush and then go in that shade. You can see that that shade is not like my actual shade, it's like a shade a bit darker than my actual shade, and I wanted that because I'm not someone that likes to have a very bright face makeup. I like everything to still look like it's very natural, and given that I already have a very bright under eye, I want to just keep everything around the perimeter a bit darker. So going on my setting spray from Omari Code and then lining my lips with a very regular everyday brown lip liner, and then I'm going to be using the Dior lip oil to just apply on my lips to just bring this whole look together. We're not in a very serious lip combo because it's everyday makeup, so I want something that's very functional and something that will not require me to be having 2 or 3 products in my backpack, if that makes sense. So this is what we have right now, and this is how we are looking like so far. I like the way this makeup is looking, like very neutral. We're going to find ourselves so that everything. So now it's time for setting sprays. So this is the Miracle Matte Setting Mist, and here we have the So Pro, and here we have the one size. But for today, we're going to be using the one size, okay, because we're going to have a long day and we're going to be outside in the sun. So after everything, this is what we are looking like right now, and I really love this look. It's very easy to do, not really complicated, and I sit down goodies like this, I can get it done in about 5 to 10 minutes. So this is the final look, and this is what we're able to recreate, and yeah, we have it. So guys, this is the final look. I do hope that you enjoyed this video and got your internet's value for this video. I really love makeup looks like this because it lets people know that makeup does not have to be super complicated, and that is what I'm here for. So if you want to see much more simple everyday makeup looks like this, then do click on this video right here. See you in the next video.